Back to school season is here, and whether you're in middle school, high school, or college, you might be looking for a way to stay more organized this next semester. And that is why I'm here with a back to school bullet journal video, where I'm going to be showing all you students out there 5 essential back to school bullet journal spreads that are a sure way to help you stay organized and more productive this next school year. Now, I speak from firsthand experience when I say that bullet journaling can be a game changer if you're a student. This is my very first bullet journal from 2016 that I specifically started because I was struggling so badly in college that I almost failed out, and I knew I needed to get organized, and bullet journaling was absolutely the answer to all of my problems. So I'm going to be pulling from my past experience as a bullet journaling student, taking things that I know really help me, and showing you 5 simple spreads that I really think are helpful for any student of any age. Now I'm going to be using some of my favorite supplies for this setup, like my Ohuhu calligraphy pens and markers for some color coding. And of course, I'm going to be using some of my very own stickers. This is my new back to school sticker bundle that's available in my sticker shop with a bunch of functional and decorative stickers that are going to make this setup super simple and easy. I'm also going to be using some of my newest otter stickers for some extra decoration. These are only available right now through this month's Patreon sticker subscription, so you can join Patreon in August for those. And last month's sticker collection is now available in my sticker shop, the Frog Tea Party stickers. So if you're interested in the back to school stickers or this new collection, you can check out my sticker shop at PlanningWithKay.com, also linked in the description down below. So with all of that out of the way, let's jump into setting up this very first back to school bullet journal spread, which is going to be a semester at a glance. Now this is going to be similar to a standard bullet journal future log, which by the way, last weekend I posted a video with 5 types of future logs. So if you want some different ways of setting up a spread like this, you can go check out last week's video. But basically this is going to be a spot for the entire semester to keep track of the biggest, most important overarching dates and deadlines. So for this, I've got space for 5 months. This is for fall semester, so August through December. And each month is going to get a space that is 11 boxes tall. So you can see I have 3 months on the right, 2 months on the left. I use my calendar stickers to make this really easy to set up. And this is just going to be a spot for writing in things like big midterm and final exam deadlines, days you have off of school. Think about like at the start of the semester when you get the semester calendar and your syllabus for all of your classes with all of those important dates. This is where you're going to write all of that down. So you could always reference this spread to see what your semester looks like, big important dates or breaks that are coming up, and plan accordingly. Spread number 2 for this back to school bullet journal setup is going to be your class information spread. I feel like especially when you're in college, you always need to keep track of things like the emails and contact information for your professors, the rooms and times that you have all of your different classes. If you're the parent of a student, this is a great spread to set up in your journal as well, so that you always can just look at this one spread for all of that important class info. So I'm using my class information stickers, which have a spot for class, professor, location, and time. I made room for 6 classes on this spread, and each class gets a box that's 16 spaces tall by 18 spaces wide. And you can also color code your classes. I'm going to be having a color code kind of go throughout these spreads to show how you could use specific colors for different classes throughout your different back to school spreads to keep things consistent. And that's basically it for this class information spread. It's just a quick reference spread, a place for all of your class and teacher information and details, so you don't have to be like looking things up on your phone whenever you need to send your teacher an email. Back to school bullet journal spread number 3 is going to be a weekly schedule. I think this is absolutely key when you're a student because so much of being a student is just sticking to the schedule, making sure you attend all your classes, all your study groups, going into office hours, and knowing when and where all these different things are. If you're a high school student, it might be easier to keep up with your schedule because you're just kind of forced to, like you're just in school, there's nowhere else to go. But as a college student, especially, you got to stick to your schedule if you want to stand a chance, and you got to go to your classes. So here for this weekly schedule, I've given space for Monday through Friday, since I'm assuming you don't have class on the weekend. Each day gets a spot that's 9 spaces wide. And then I've given each hour a row that is 3 spaces tall. So I basically have room from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. on this hourly schedule. I've got a color code on the left using light colors for all of my classes, matching that class information spread. And then I just block out when all of my different classes are. You could also include like extracurricular activities on here. If your schedule is apt to change at some point, try using Post-it notes or using pencil so you can make adjustments. But that's basically it, a weekly schedule to keep on top of all of your weekly classes. Back to school bullet journal spread number 4 is now going to be focusing on your monthly spreads. So when you set up your normal monthly calendar each month, you also are going to want to include a monthly assignment tracker. Here's an example for August. So this is just going to be a simple 1 line a day format. I'm going to put a number strip on the left, and then I'm going to have 1 long line for each day to write down any and all assignments that are due on that day. And this is the spread you're going to reference every single week when you're looking at what is due that week, what do you need to get done. So anytime you get an assignment, immediately write it here. This is going to be like the first stop for all due dates. And that way you can have everything on one spread to see it all at once. I think in school, something that's out of sight is going to be out of mind. So your bullet journal is really just a visual reminder of everything you need to get done. So you write it down, check it off when it's done, and that's it for the monthly assignment tracker. The final spread I'm going to show you today is going to be a weekly bullet journal spread specifically with students in mind. Weekly spreads, I think, are one of the most important parts of bullet journaling. It's a spread that basically just gives you one space, one place to plan and prep for your week. And as a student, this is even more crucial. So on the right side, I have a spot for, again, rewriting anything that is due this week. I've got a spot for Monday through Friday. Each day gets a spot that is 6 spaces tall by 9 spaces wide. And then in the middle of the spread, I have a spot for each day for my longer to-do lists. So this is where I'm going to write down my schedule each day. I'll write down what times I have my classes. I'll also write down anything that's due that day. And then I'm going to plan out like what I need to work on, see what's coming up later in the week that I need to prep for earlier in the week. I'm also going to have a spot on the far left for priority tasks. This is going to be just for writing down all of the most important deadlines and assignments that are due, really keeping in mind like what's worth most towards your grade and making sure to prioritize the most important assignments. And that's basically it. This weekly spread is where you're going to actually make sure you're checking off your daily to-do list items, making sure you're keeping track of all your assignments, and you'll set a spread like this up for every single week, either ahead of time at the start of the month or just like every weekend as you go. And that is it. Those are my 5 essential back to school bullet journal spreads. If I were a student again today, these are the spreads that I would set up. I think they're simple, they're straightforward, they keep track of all of the most important things that you have going on in your semester without overwhelming you. And I personally think that nearly every student out there could benefit from setting up these bullet journal spreads. So I hope you found this useful. If you did, let me know in the comments down below. I'm considering making a part 2 video with some even more detailed, more in-depth back to school bullet journal spreads. So if you want to see that, let me know in the comments. Subscribe to my channel for new bullet journal videos every single Saturday. Don't forget to check out my sticker shop, PlanningWithKay.com, and my Patreon sticker subscription, patreon.com/PlanningWithKay, and everything is linked in the description down below. I'll see you guys next weekend, and have a great rest of your day. Bye.